Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this video is catching you. Today I'm going to do a get ready with me video, but it's going to be featuring the Glow Up palette. I'm very excited. I've got my coffee. I wasted a bunch of time, so now I'm rushing, so let's get into this. Alright, let's get started. As you can see, I did my brows. I'm going to go ahead and just use some of my favorite products that I've been using lately, and I'll kind of chat with you guys about them. First thing is going to be the new Purity Made Simple Moisturizer by Philosophy. I mean, I really like this moisturizer for daytime use. I feel like it gives me enough hydration during the day, doesn't make me oily. Next thing I'm going to be applying is my Volition eye cream. This is the AM/PM eye cream, and I feel like it gives me hydration, but it has like a smoothing effect underneath my eyes. Like it really smooths everything out for me underneath the eyes. Alright, now that that's on, I'm going to be priming. I'm going to be using my oldie but goodie. This is the Shiseido Smart Filtering Smoother. I use this as a primer. I've used this for a while. I just like the way it makes my skin look. Keeps me matte, but not dry. Alright, I'm going to prime my eyes next. I'm going to be using my favorite eye primer right now. This is the Fenty Eye Primer. Okay, so I'm going to start with my foundation first. I've been doing that a lot lately. I'm going to be using my Smashbox Studio Skin foundation. They added even more colors to this range, and I really like this foundation. I think I've talked about this before, but this is a 15-hour wear hydrating foundation. Even though it says hydration, woo, child, the English. Even though it says hydrating, it doesn't make me oily, and it's oil free. I have mine in the color 4.25. I just really like the way it applies on my skin. It goes on so smooth. It gives me great coverage, and it also feels light. It doesn't feel super heavy on my skin either. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer by Too Faced. I just got this and I really like, well, not just got it, I've been using it for like maybe like a month now. I have mine in the color Chestnut. I've been really liking this to highlight, and I'm actually thinking about getting one to contour with. And I'm going to blend that out using the same sponge. So really quickly, you guys know that I have a Poshmark account where I sell like some of my clothes and things like that. Just so you guys know, I have some new things that just hit my Poshmark account. Most of the things are things that I've worn once for like pictures for Instagram, and that's pretty much it. So most of the items are like pretty brand new, and I discount them a lot. So if you're interested, I will leave a link for my Poshmark down below, or my Poshmark is Beauty by Benji. You can just go on Poshmark and type Beauty by Benji, and I should pop up. So yeah, go get you some goodies. Okay, so now that that's blended out, I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of concealer. I've been using this concealer by Anastasia. It's her old concealer, the cream one. It's color 6.0. I can't use it on my under eye or anywhere else because it's the most creasing concealer I've ever seen in my life, but I've been using it as like a prep step for my eyeshadow. So I like to apply that first. It kind of just brightens that area. So instead of using like a ton of concealer, I like to use this. It just kind of brightens up that eye so that I can really go in and blend out the eyeshadow. Alright, once I have it blended out, I'm going to go ahead and use my setting powder. I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I'm using it just in the regular formula, not the glow. Just applying a little bit of powder. I want to make sure I really get into those smile lines. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and set that concealer that I applied on my eyelid so it doesn't crease, because that concealer will crease. All right, now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and move in a little bit closer to the eyes because we're going to get started with the eyeshadow. All right, so let's get started on the eyes. So I'm going to be using the Glow Up palette. That is what that looks like. I am going to get started by taking, is this going to be fluffy enough? I hope so. I haven't washed my brushes, so I don't have a lot to work with. So I'm going to be taking this fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to be taking number 45, which is just this orange color right over here. And we are going to be applying number 45 right in the crease of the eye. Next, I'm going to pick up a different brush, and I'm going to go into the color Saucy. Saucy is this like reddish color right down here. And this brush is just a little smaller than the previous one that I used. And I'm going to also put Saucy in the crease, but just a little bit lower than where I applied number 45. I'm going to take a little bit of Saucy, blend it on the bottom. I'm going to take a little bit of my Fenty primer and apply it on the back of my hand because I'm going to need that here pretty soon. And for my lid color, I'm going to be using Glisten. And Glisten is this pinkish gold shade right over here. Before I applied that, I'm going to apply a little bit more of my Fenty primer. I tend to have eyelids that kind of are hooded, but not, they kind of touch. So I have to make sure that I apply some sort of primer again to help grab onto that color so that it doesn't transfer up, if you guys know what I mean. Alright, now that that primer is on, I'm going to go into Glisten. And I'm going to apply Glisten right on top of that primer. As you can see, there's almost no fallout with these eyeshadows. They blend super easy and you don't have to worry about it getting all over your face. And that I've got that color on, I'm going to go back into Saucy, which is the reddish color. And we're just going to blend out the edges of this eye color. Alright, now that I've got that color on, you can go ahead and add like black or whatever you want to add, but I'm not really going to do that. I want this to be more of like a daytime wearable look, so I'm going to leave it here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a pop of color in my bottom, and I'm going to be using the color Salty. But because Salty is a powder eyeshadow, I recommend to use some sort of liner first. So you can use a light color liner. You can use like a beige liner and then apply Salty. You can use a blue liner and then apply Salty. You can use a white liner, which is what most people do, and then apply Salty. You can even put a little bit of concealer and then apply that color on, but you just want something cream first to help grab onto that color. So I'm going to be using a bluish green color from Marc Jacobs. This is called Odysea. And I'm going to apply that in my waterline. Alright, now that I've got that color in my waterline, I'm going to use a small brush. And I'm going to dip into Salty. And I'm going to just pat Salty on top of that color, and it's going to intensify. Yeah, you'll see here in a second, it intensifies that liner. So you see that? You can kind of see the difference between both eyes. Alright, now that I've got that on, I'm going to go ahead and apply the Benefit They're Real Blue Mascara. on the bottom. All right, now that I've got that on, I'm gonna go off camera. Just gonna do a simple liner, pop on my lashes, and I'll be right back. For lashes, I'm gonna be using these new lashes. I've never worn these before. These are the Pearl Lashes Beauty. Pearl Lash Beauty. And this is in, I don't know what, Karen. This is what they look like. They're supposed to be super wispy or whatever. So I'll be back. All right, I have on liner, lashes. Let's finish up the face. So I'm gonna set my face. I'm gonna be using the Laura Mercier translucent medium deep to set my face. Pressed powder is so much easier to like use that I always go to pressed powder instead, but I want to use this today because I really want my makeup to not budge. Pretty good. They're pretty good. Okay, now that I have that on, I'm gonna go ahead and contour, more like bronze. I'm gonna be using the Sephora palette. You guys know the one that I have, where I have a bunch of colors. I don't use them except for like this contour color right here. I need for Sephora to come up with that color by itself. Like, I need this color on its own as a bronzer for deeper skin tones. Can we get that, Sephora? Thanks. That would be amazing. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and apply my setting spray. My setting spray lately has been ungluing my lashes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like cover my lashes. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my highlighter. So I think I'm going to be using, you can use any color you want depending on your skin tone. You can use Lumiere, Glisten, where am I looking? Lumiere, Glisten, or Glow Up. But I think today I'm gonna mix Lumiere and Glow Up together to give me the color that I want. And I'm just gonna apply that. Whew. Those two colors together, fire. Okay, here's another thing I've been doing lately. I've been liking to deepen my bronzer just a little bit. What I like to do is take a little bit of G.O.A.T by itself and just go right underneath my bronzer to really just sharpen up and sort of like contour, but like, I call it bronzer boosting, whatever that means. But it just kind of gives you like that extra like boom to your cheeks. And you can also do blush. I don't really do, I'm not a blush person. I'm gonna use a little bit of number 45 today, just a little bit, because I wanna show you guys how these work as blushes also. Just a tiny bit, because I don't really do blush like that. So alright, I'm gonna start off by applying this is the Mega Last Liquid Lipsticks by Wet n Wild as kind of like my liner. Next, I'm going to be using Globyglory. I told you guys she also makes lipsticks. These are like soft matte ones, so they're matte, but they're not like drying per se. This one is Sugary Dumpling. And that, guys, is the finished look. Yeah, I hope you guys like it. I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. P.S. For those of you who wanted to come to my launch party in Houston, that is on September 16th. I may open a few more slots. I don't know if some of you weren't able to get in there and reserve your spot, but if you're one of those people who weren't able to get in and reserve your spot, please send me another email. I'm gonna open a few more spots for the launch party in Houston for the Glow Up palette. So yeah, if you're interested, you live in the Houston or surrounding areas and you want to be there, please send me an email. My email will be down below, beautybybenji@gmail.com. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next one.